appropriate, and I look for your guidance on this, for a member to suggest to the committee that I'm lying. So I am prepared to demonstrate evidence. Well, thank you very much, Chair. It's been about 15 hours and over a course of 3 meetings where we've heard from members of this committee and many substitutes to carry the debate, the filibuster over those many hours and days. And we have the amendment that Mr. Angus has moved, and of course the main motion to both be voted on, and the opportunity to move expeditiously to deal with this amendment, to deal with the main motion and allow this committee to do its work is important. I think that if there's a point to have been made by members of the Liberal Party, the point has been made. Their objection is definitely a matter of the public record now. But there does come a point when we need to advance the business of this committee. The motions that I see a number have been put on notice, and the members of this committee have said, have given various reasons why there have been days-long debate. One of the reasons was that the House leaders would have to have a discussion about the work that we're doing. And I can tell you that for a period of successive days, we'll close in on a week this week. Our House Leader's Office has reached out to the Government House Leader's Office on this issue, and a proposal was made. And the response from the Government House Leader's Office has been, we have no response. So no counter proposal, no claim that there was no room to negotiate or that their position was firm. Just simply, we have no response. And if we're locked up at the House Leader level, and that is that the Government House Leader refuses to dialogue with the House Leader for the official opposition, and that's what members of the Liberal members of this committee are waiting for, is resolution at that level. Well, it doesn't sound like it's coming. So I think that members are going to need to vote based on the merits of the motion. And if they don't believe it is meritorious, then they should vote against. And if they believe that there is merit to the motion, perhaps if the amendment carries and then they support the motion as amended, then they vote to support that. And so, Chair, after 3 days and 15 hours and starting another week, another meeting, I just ask if you could canvass the committee to see if there's a will to call the question on the amendment. Thank you.
Mr. Workington, Mr. Don, Mr. Fergus, and Madam Shanahan, but if they're willing to surrender their position and go to a vote on the amendment. No, okay, so no consensus. Then next is
Last week, I was unfortunately interrupted, and I had almost finished what I wanted to say, so I will only be talking for a few minutes. I've seen that the list of speakers is quite long. I was actually talking about the work that had been accomplished last summer, and I think it's very important to give witnesses the chance to come and explain themselves. They need to be able to voice their opinions. We often ask for documents, but when we get documents from the department, they've been redacted. And when witnesses come, they come to the committee. They can talk with a certain immunity. They are freer when they're talking. And we find out more about what is really going out. And that's why committees are important. And our committee will be even more important. It's even more important now to have these meetings after what happened in the House last week. We have a vested interest and responsibility. We really have to shed light on ethical questions in Canada. This is our mandate, and our committee is becoming more and more important. And a week is long. A week can be a long time in politics, and we've seen this last week. There have been problems with the appointment of judges. There have been special contracts that have been awarded. Many things have happened, and we have a lot of questions. And I do hope that our committee will be able to work in all collegiality. I hope this will be happening sooner rather than later. I hope we will be able to study these issues. And Mr. Angus has a very interesting study that he also wants to propose. So we can talk about our motion, about the amendment of the motion, and maybe another motion that could help us to finally start working, because we really do have a duty toward.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, members. I enjoy listening to all the members' input, whether it's on the main motion or on the amendment. I over and over I hear that from opposition members that there is a need to. I almost feel like I'm being rushed into making a decision on the main motion, and there's such a hurry and rush. And I just want to remind the members that it is through debate we listen. We share our perspectives, individual perspectives on motion on the floor, and then we consider. And sometimes we act to improve the motion through amendment, so it would best fit the mandate of this committee. And in fact, that we've seen that coming from Mr. Angus that it is true. I think all our points being heard, whether you're the opposition party or the government members, and they're being considered. So the debate is very important. I think no members on this committee should feel that they're being rushed into making a voting or be on the record, taking a position on a motion without being properly heard or completely understand the motion. And I go back to my main point about my concerns about the original motion, which is not only the time frame, 24 hours, but also opening up the access to not just members but staff, and all the safeguards from the previous motion in July has not been kept in this new motion. And I keep asking these questions for the last few meetings, and I have not heard any solution put forward to address those. And I'm very pleased that Mr. Angus' amendment is going to address at least one of the four main concerns I had, which is that to leave Margaret and Alexander out of this motion. I think that's the sensible thing to do, and it's a result of the debate by the committee members that we come to this step today. So I'm very pleased.
That we understand the importance of having these fulsome
order,
discussions. Chair.
Mr. Barrett, a point of order.
Yeah, Chair, just I'm not sure that it's appropriate, and I look for your guidance on this, for a member to suggest to the committee that I'm lying. So I am prepared to demonstrate evidence that what I've said is factual, and I, through you, would ask that the member withdraw the inference.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett. I didn't get that from Madam Shanahan, but I will give her the opportunity to respond to that comment. Madam Shanahan.
Thank you, Chair. And indeed, no inference was intended, but we understand that these types of discussions are ongoing. They're at different levels, and maybe there were cross purposes, but that's certainly, and that was the letter that I read out last week from the government House leader, Mr. Rodriguez, to the other House leaders, where I think it is clear to my mind, and don't worry, I'm not going to read it out again. It's in the record and it's in the public realm, because yes, indeed, on this side, we would like to dispense with this as soon as we can, but we would like to make sure that it's on.